don't see any cryptic messages, but you guys are the Cryptics. Where did the name come from?
Like a lot of things in my life, there's no meaning at all. And
How cryptic of you.
it was, to be very truthful, I made it up in 8th grade, and it was a word in my vocab book. And I was like, okay. And that's as far as it
And it's just stuck all these years. And you're a hardcore band, and you come from New Hampshire, which is not a place known for its hardcore. It's got its few punk bands, as we were talking earlier, but not known for its hardcore. How did you guys get involved and fall in love with hardcore?
I mean, we could be a hardcore band to the right. I don't know. Hardcore means everything these days. So
true. That is very true.
Some people were a punk band. Some people were a pop punk band. Other people were a hardcore band. Whatever the hell we are, we love. I don't know. Just found punk music at a very early age, and it's all one. One big thing from punk to hardcore to metal. I mean, we've listened to so many bands. We listened to just everything across the board. Very early age, and just came across it.
And just, what would then be your biggest influences as musicians?
Go down the list. I have no idea.
So we'll start with you.
For me, it'd be like Rise Against and Strike Anywhere, A Wilhelm Scream. Again, like it both like the Midwest America and like East Coast American hardcore music.
I have no complaints with that. How about you?
There's undeniably not one honest answer to this. My biggest influence? Jesus Christ. I mean...
Well, the one thing that you look back, maybe a seminal moment for you when you realize, I love this.
One of the most... Dead Kennedys did that for me. That was the band that, like, because I discovered bands like Bad Religion and Pennywise and like some of the bigger bands, and those are some of my favorite bands still to this day. But band that really like solidified like punk rock is for me, and like opened the doors to like finding bands like Cro-Mags or even like Terrorizer or something like that. Like a band like that is like Dead Kennedys. That would be what really
they were your gateway drug.
And equally and such a huge influence for us too is the Ramones. Just equally as I found those bands at a very similar time, and almost listening to nothing but those bands for like 2 years strate.
Wow.
So which has been unhealthy.
So yeah,
but
they've been there, and they've been that soundtrack to your life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and continue to be. I mean, I've found just endless music since, but I always still listen to those bands, every record. I mean, it's never gonna go away for me, and I don't think it's the same for all of us with what we love. What about
you guys?
I'd say like one of the first punk records I ever bought was London Calling by The Clash, and from there it's kind of like, you kind of dig deeper, and then like get into Iggy and the Stooges, and Black Flag and Descendants, and then eventually I found the Pixies, which are like my all-time favorite band. Alkaline Trio, Bad Religion, of course, is one of them. Again, heavier stuff like Converge, Dillinger Escape Plan. I mean, the list can go on.
So I'm really hearing the diversion and the diverse nature of your loves of music. And what about you?
For me, my mom got me into it, actually. She listened to a lot of punk rock when she was younger, so she showed me Clash, Ramones, and New Wave. I love like 80s New Wave, kind of that like weird initial pop punk kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
And then well, I started going to shows and playing shows and having bands, and one that really set it off was when I first saw Agnostic Front. That was like, I saw all the old school guys dancing around the pit, and like it was amazing. And then a couple records from bands that I love I heard, and I was like, I need to get my songwriting, my abilities up to this level, because when they put this out, they were about my age, so there's no reason I can't do the same. And those kind of all snowballed into somehow being here in the UK playing Bloodfest and a few, and just
Rebellion Fest tomorrow.
Exactly. I was going to say
Fest.
you're at Bloodstains. You're playing Rebellion tomorrow, which is huge, I think. How did that come about?
Talk to the maestro.
Yes.
That 2 years of hard work and dedication, slaving over things.
I play in Battalion of Saints too, and we did like a 3-month U.S. tour together in the fall, and then we just are doing this tour together. So like these festivals are cool enough to have us as part of the package, and it's awesome for us to play. I mean, these are things we see online year after year, and you don't think you're going to be a part of them, but
And then all of a sudden, here you are. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
you're playing.
Yeah. It's pretty unbelievable, and I know we're playing earlier in the day, and I don't even know what stage we're playing or whatnot. But I mean, we're a part of it. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I have no room to complain whatsoever.
So, how did you get involved playing for Battalion of Saints, who are a California band, when you live in New Hampshire?
Yeah, that doesn't seem right, does it?
No, it's opposite ends, 6,000 miles.
Two of my friends, because Cryptics years ago we toured with Angry Samoans, and my friend that I made from touring with them ended up playing guitar for Battalion, and I ended up kind of meeting them through him, and made friends with the other guys, who I'm still good friends with, and then ended up becoming their booking agent, and then there was problems with the lineup, and in like a week span it was like, okay, I'm filling in for drums for the first 2 shows of the tour. Okay, now I got to fill in drums for the whole tour. Another couple days go by. Okay, I'm definitely the new drummer. Next, a week goes by. Okay, we've got to rebuild the entire lineup. So then so it went from like 0 to like 100% of like just like figuring out what's going on with the band and all that. So it was just, I don't know, it was just kind of like, it was just to answer your question most directly, it was just through becoming the booking agent and then having other things kind of fall in my lap.
Everything fell into place.
Yeah, which is cool. It's a fun band to play in. I love old school hardcore punk, and it's it's cool. So that's kind of how that came together. But it is strange. New
That's a
Hampshire.
very cool story, though. It's an unusual one.
Yeah.
And you guys have been out on tour, or you're heading out on tour? I can't remember, in Europe right now.
We have been out.
Yeah, you just can't. This is the end of your tour then.
We're kind of like at like the 2/3 mark right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we still got about a week to go.
Okay.
A few more festivals, a few more small club shows, and fly back stateside.
You will have a little bit of culture shock when you get back home.
I'm expecting that.
Well, I want to thank you guys very much for taking the time to speak with us. And I can't wait to see you on stage. You're very excited. So.
Thank you. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, guys.